Hello and welcome to another update video about Solana. For Solana, the low could be in. Yeah, we talked about that now quite a few times. However, the level that I always highlighted, which was so important for Solana to get through and to invalidate a whole series of bearish patterns, was the 48-42 level up here. Unfortunately, Solana was never able to break that. The bulls were not strong enough, and therefore we saw that reaction to the downside. There's now a few options how this can unfold. I think looking back, this move down was played quite nicely. Most recently, and you can see them on the charts, we capture this reversal area here, and in the end we dropped down. Told you that we expect another low, and we reached my target at $31.20. That was a key level and a key zone in which we should ideally reverse. Is above $30.50. That is the 78.6% Fibonacci retracement level. I can just show you that. That depends, of course, where you put the wave one. I could also put it here. That works out as well. But in the end, for the Fibs, it doesn't make a great difference because those prices are very close together anyway. You can see how this is here at $30.50. That is the 78.6% Fib level. Below that level, should we lose this level, there's key support in the area around 28.27. That is the 88.7% Fib level, and then at $27. But if we come anywhere below the 88.7% Fib level, I mean already below the 78.6, it will get dangerous. So anything really below $30.50, in my opinion, would warrant making the bearish scenario the primary expectation. Just purely because those probabilities are so close together, and because this is sort of the last key level on the Fib ladder for such a wave 2. And if we drop, especially if we drop below the 88.7% Fib level, it's just very, very unlikely that we are still going to go up from here without making another lower low. So yeah, you know, there is still a lot of uncertainty, and different wave counts are possible as well, and all of that just represents the uncertainty in the market. I think, we see a lot of different possibilities how this can be counted. I decided here to go with a leading diagonal count. The other way to do it is, of course, the bearish option, where we would already be coming down here in an impulsive wave 1. And if this is the case, because this is a 5-wave move, if this is the case in the bearish version, we could also look at it in terms of having a wave 1 here. There would be a wave 2 correction now coming, then a wave 3 down, a wave 4 up, and a wave 5 down. And I mentioned before, a key level is actually generally for Solana the area between $19 and $21. That's a key level. There is a lot of historical support, and I'll zoom out a little bit here. Let's go to the 12-hour chart. You can see this region here. There has been a lot of historical support between $19 and $21, $22. That is where early in 2021, or let's say early in middle of 2021, we found a lot of support here in this region. It's likely that we find more support here. If we drop below that, we could very well see a single-digit Solana again, which I don't think at the moment. At least I can't see that. But of course, everything is possible in crypto. But yeah, for now, as long as we hold this yellow area that I just talked about, we can focus on higher. Anyway, I think short term anyway, a recovery is due. I did mention that in the last few videos. After another dip, after hitting the target area here, I think a recovery is due. We see that on the RSI. We had a bullish divergence from that low to that low, whereas we made a higher low here on the RSI, bullish divergence. You can see on the 4-hour chart, the MACD is now pushing higher as well. The RSI has just now made a bullish crossover. These are possible buy signals. I don't tell you to buy, that's your own decision. No financial advice. And the current candle on the 4-hour chart might actually become here a bullish engulfing candle. So there's a few things that happen here which are potentially promising, in addition to finding all of that support down there, and you're quite bottomed out on the RSI anyway. Let's just see, in terms of the EMA ribbon on the 4-hour, you can see there's quite a bit of a way to go still. So we're still below the EMA ribbon. Yeah, so we most likely find some resistance there. That is on the 4-hour chart. The daily is still much higher, and on the 1-hour chart we also find some resistance here now at the EMA ribbon. So that's crucial to get through the EMA ribbon. What else do we have? Anything useful here? I mean, here on the 4-hour, you can see the Bollinger Bands, and here you can see what I always say about the Bollinger Bands. We had this so squeezed, those Bollinger Bands, that whenever that's the case, you need to be ready for an impulsive move, which then also happened. And now we're pretty much close to the lower end of the Bollinger Bands. That suggests, even though we could drop a bit more, but that suggests some upside actually from here. So things are adding up in terms of having a possible local low here. See the volume. Here you can see actually if we add the historical volume, like a VPVR onto the chart, you can actually see Solana will have a hard time to get through all of this. In terms of volume, it's much more open to the downside. At least if I look here on the 4-hour chart, if we go to the daily and zoom out further, yeah, it's the same story. So as you can see, there's a lot of work for Solana to be done should it now go higher. That it might explain why it was so difficult for Solana to get through here. So while there is a case certainly for a local low to be in, and the RSI, the MACD, even the Bollinger Bands would rather suggest some upside from here, we need to understand there's a lot of resistance that Solana goes through, representing a lot of the indecision. So it's really, really difficult here. And the bearish case is certainly there as well. And again, I gave you the key level below 30.50. I think the bearish scenario will become the primary expectation. Nevertheless, irrespective of any of that, I think a short-term recovery is due. The short-term recovery would be probably a wave 2 here. If we see this move to be impulsive, then it would follow the primary expectation of making higher highs, but it's a bit of a hopium chart, the bullish one. I mean, I have it on the chart because it can be counted like that, because we basically fulfilled all the minimum requirements to complete this overall higher level correction. And as long as certain levels are holding, we can focus on higher. And in addition to that, if we drop below the $30 level, it wouldn't be good for Solana anyway. So yeah, I mean, from that point of view, that's my sort of thought process why I'm still a little bit more in favor of the bullish scenario, because if we drop below the $30 level like Cardano, then Cardano hasn't even got to that level, but Solana would drop below the 88.7% FIB level. Again, that is never good for any coin, especially not if it happens longer, if it takes a while. But yeah, that's my update about Solana. So hopefully you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.